The college basketball season is just starting to settle into its rhythm, but even in these early days, the drama is impossible to ignore. Each matchup is a chess game, a clash of styles, experience, and preparation, and the early results have already started to reveal which teams are built for the long grind and which ones are still figuring out their identity. Tomorrow's slate of games is a perfect example of why this sport is so enthralling. There are opportunities everywhere, if you know where to look. Georgetown hosting Clemson is the kind of game that immediately captures attention. Both programs find themselves on the bubble, fighting not only for wins but for validation and seeding when March Madness rolls around. Clemson has looked sharp in the early part of the season, running up dominant margins against the likes of New Hampshire, George Washington, and Morehead State, but this is their first real road test, and it comes against a Georgetown squad with depth, size, and a veteran presence that cannot be underestimated. Transfers like K.J. Lewis Jr. from Arizona and Isaiah Abraham from UConn bring new talent, energy, and skill to the Hoyas' roster. These players aren't just adding numbers, they're shaping the identity of this team, giving them a chance to control tempo, crash the boards, and make every possession count. At plus 115 on the money line, Georgetown offers a calculated edge, a chance to capitalize on cohesion, depth, and experience over a team still finding its rhythm away from home. Over in Northeast Ohio, a matchup of proximity but not of performance sets the stage as Cleveland State faces Kent State. The game is being played in a neutral location that seems oddly far from both campuses, a quirk that doesn't change the stark contrast between these two teams. Cleveland State has struggled to establish any rhythm under a new coaching staff, with a roster filled with transfers and underclassmen with no Division I experience. Kent State, guided by Rob Sinderov, presents the opposite picture, a deep, cohesive, and well-coached team that knows how to execute. The gap between a struggling rebuild and a polished mid-major powerhouse is clear, and the odds favor Kent State to dominate, as the experience and stability of their roster should carry them through with relative ease. Then there's William and Mary visiting St. John's, a matchup that promises fireworks from the first tip. Both teams have potent offenses, prone to pushing tempo and capitalizing on high-volume shooting, and both have been susceptible to foul trouble that can open the door for points in the paint and free throws. William and Mary has been remarkable from deep, averaging 32 three-pointers a game, while St. John's has had defensive lapses exacerbated by early foul trouble. This game is shaping up to be a track meet, a battle dictated by precision in shooting and the ability to avoid mental lapses at key moments. With an over set at 176.5, the potential for a high-scoring affair is palpable, a matchup where raw offensive firepower is likely to overshadow defensive discipline. Davidson, meanwhile, faces Bowling Green with a chance to flex their early season dominance. Davidson has looked smooth and efficient, already proving themselves on the road and at home, showing excellent shooting percentages and offensive fluidity. Bowling Green, while undefeated so far, will face its first serious road test and will struggle against a Davidson team with experience, cohesion, and an ability to execute under pressure. A predicted 92-75 outcome underscores how experience and well-drilled fundamentals can carry the day in early season matchups. In a Big East versus ACC clash, Butler travels to face SMU, and despite SMU being favored, the matchup is far from straightforward. Butler, under Thad Matta, is deep, veteran-laden, and battle-tested, with 3 consecutive wins by margins exceeding 30 points. SMU has been competent, but Butler's combination of coaching savvy, talent, and depth makes them dangerous on the money line, with a tempting plus 240 for those willing to back an upset. This is a game where coaching adjustments, smart rotations, and disciplined execution could tilt the scales in unexpected ways. Temple hosting Boston College presents a different kind of opportunity. Temple is laying just 3.5 points, a modest spread, but one that aligns perfectly with the realities of these two programs. Boston College continues to struggle under Earl Grant, unable to consistently execute, while Temple boasts a roster of high major transfers who have already shown proficiency from the field and beyond the arc. The combination of talent, size, and experience makes Temple the logical favorite, and this is a spread that looks primed to be covered if the Owls execute even half of what they are capable of. Finally, Youngstown State faces the Bonnies in a matchup that still lacks an official line, but the story is clear. Youngstown has demonstrated resilience and the ability to put up points against quality competition. Their roster construction, with transfers providing depth and scoring ability, suggests they will find success against a Bonnies team that has hovered around the spread in recent outings. This is the kind of matchup where a confident road team with discipline and talent can not only cover but potentially pull off a late-game win, giving those paying attention a valuable edge. As always, there are almost bets worth watching: Marshall at Virginia, Ohio at Louisville, and St. Thomas at SEMO. Each has potential upside, but volatility and line quirks make them less certain plays. Louisville's inconsistency and St. Thomas's surprising line movements are cautionary tales for even the most confident bettors. College basketball is a game of nuance, strategy, and timing. From clutch free throws to dominant performances on the road, each game tells a story. The key to finding value lies in understanding the roster construction, coaching approach, and the subtle factors that can tip a game one way or another. Every analysis, every prediction, is an attempt to peel back the layers and reveal the edge hidden in plain sight. If you love seeing these matchups broken down with insight, if you want to understand not just who will win but why, make sure to subscribe, like, and share these insights. The season is long, the stakes are high, and the narratives only grow richer. Stay tuned, because every slate of games brings a chance for drama, brilliance, and unforgettable basketball moments that define college hoops.